Good morning. It's Fish the Beach Bum Investor with your cryptocurrency discussion and report for the 31st of March 2018. Last day of March, last day of the first quarter. Not a great one for the crypto economy. Hey, I will be slightly going off topic as I usually do, but an absolute legend in the surfing world is taking on his last World Tour competition today in Mick Fanning. Absolute legend from this area. Actually, we'll go through, talk about him a bit during the show today, but absolute legend in his last competition. That's why I'm a little late on. I was watching a bit of the surfing at Bell's Beach, which I have sneakily, I'll bring you over to screen share, I've got it sneakily playing in the background here. So yes, good to see the waves coming through nicely at Bell's. It's just getting a bit full on the high tide, but obviously with the best surfers in the world in the water, still some really exciting action. And so we're using the hashtag cheersmick at the moment in the surfing world to pay tribute to Mick Fanning, one of the greats, 3-time world champion, and a local boy here, basically right where I live. So yeah, I'm on the border of Tweed Heads and Coolangatta, which is where Mick grew up from about 12 years of age. So yeah, just going to pop over and see who's in for the chat. Nige is in, Hourglass. Yeah, hope Nige said hope it's all going well. Yeah, all's going well, man. I just got tied up in the surfing this morning, so I haven't had too much of a look at the markets, but it's good to see Bitcoin just ticking back up around that $7,000 mark. Most of the technical analysts are calling a lot lower figures these days. I've seen most calling at least 6,000 support being tested. We're going to see what happens. I mean, even TAs get it wrong every now and again. So Superheart.org said IOST Tron told ya. Yeah, PIVX has done really well as well, actually. Holding nicely through the overall market correction. What's IOST and Tron done? Tron's at 4.2 cents. I sold it at 5. Still winning. It's good to see 3% gains on Tron. Just having a look here at Superheart.org's picks. IOST up another 7%, which is pales in comparison to the 10% gains from PIVX overnight. Oh, if you're going to come in and say told you, I'm going to have to do it. Superheart.org. Everything going well today, I hope. Everything on sale, so not too bad. Yeah, no, it's you know, it's relatively cheap. A lot of analysts, as I said, are calling it to get a little bit lower. So I'm sort of splitting, as I always do, when I start to buy. And same as when I start to scale out of positions. I like to scale in and out, so yeah. Anyway, guys, if you'll indulge me, I just want to take a quick minute to give a tribute to Mick Fanning. It's a bit of interesting stuff in this anyway. Mick is surfing his last event. He got through, surfed brilliantly this morning at Bell's to get through his round 1, straight through to round 3. So he won't have to surf again today, I wouldn't think. We're going to round 2 at the moment, but I wouldn't think they'll get through to round 3. We'll see what happens. Fish, quick question. Sending Neo to KuCoin first time. Yep. No worries. What's the question, Nige? I've done it before, man. It's pretty simple. You can only send whole Neos, as you know. So you just hit the deposit. I can actually bring up my KuCoin account if you shivers, I don't know where my phone is. If I can find my phone, I'll bring up my KuCoin account and show you how to do it. From Binance, yeah, you can do that still. So what you need to do is still pop the address. So when you withdraw from Binance, but just pop your deposit address from KuCoin exchange in the withdrawal field, and it will transfer it straight over. Yeah, cool. Anyway, let me have a look at Mick, because sorry, I'm screen sharing. All right, so Mick, legend. For those of you who don't know, this is Mick here. Nickname White Lightning. Born in 81, so a year before me. And he's the dude who survived an encounter with what is suspected to be a great white shark during the J-Bay Open finals in Jeffreys Bay, South Africa. I think he was surfing against Julian Wilson at the time. But yeah, here it is for you. I'm just going to turn the sound on, which means I'm going to have to turn this
gone a little more vertical and hit it
off for a second. But yeah, this is This is Mick doing what Aussies do and dealing with a shark in South Africa, Jeffreys Bay. I had the opportunity to surf here. Unfortunately, I just missed the Australian team. I got cut. Oh, scary shit. My dad stayed up and watched this live, and he called me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, told me what had happened. So pretty scary, obviously. And then the skis come in and pick him up. But that'd be about the scariest 2 minutes of Mick's life. And that, yeah, I think that is Julian in the foreground there. Doing well in the World Tour. One at the Quicksilver Pro, Julian Wilson. Anyway, Mick's in his last event at the moment. I just want to stop every now and again and give him a bit of a shout out during this crypto conversation. I know it's not a sport that a lot of you will be into, but learn about a new sport. It's a great sport. Once you've got your setup, it's free. So I like any sport like that. And you can play it. You know, you don't need a referee. You can play it by yourself. Practice and train alongside the world's best. Just go out and paddle out at the break. So yeah, I like that. Anyway, yeah, Mick going nuts on the shark. Yeah, whole numbers, Nige. That's it, man. With now. Superhard.org said, God bless you all already. 3 days from now, you will all be very dangerously wealthy. That's a very short-term prediction there, Superhard.org. And against sentiment. Most of the sentiment is swinging to the downside. Having said that, I made my my purchase at 6.8, started stocking up a bit on PIVX and got rewarded for it as usual. Wish I'd bought more, but what can you do? BTC touches 6.6 before bouncing. Maybe see 7.8 in the next few days, and then bears to 5K. Just a guess. That's Joey. Blue collar crypto. Super Heart, what do you think of BAT? Basic attention token, personal opinion. There you go. I was striking up a conversation in the chat. Getting sick of watching Fisher's surfing clips, which we're going to get onto another one in a second. Very scary. Shitsville, said Nige. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I really want the opportunity to accumulate more. So I don't mind if it goes bearish for a little bit while I sort things out. We'll see what happens. I'm set either way. Missed South Africa. Yeah, I did, man. I got told I was going to be on the team, and then I got dropped because I wasn't performing. I got knocked out in the semi-finals at Nationals that year. Just like in the last wave, it was so devastating for me because I'd won the national title the year before, and I was trying to go 2 in a row, which very, very rarely happens. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I got knocked out in the semis in like the last wave, and I felt like I was surfing pretty good too. So Zach Armitage and Mitch Ashcroft. Mitch Ashcroft dropped big numbers from the start, and then I pushed my way into second and held it right until the last minute, and then Zach got one right on the buzzer and didn't land the move, but the judges gave it to him. No, just kidding, Zach. Zach's actually the guy who got me onto the Pro Tour, got me into my first pro competition. So anyway, going back to crypto for a second. The ocean is your ref, and you will feel calmer. Oh, no doubt about it. Superheart.org. She's nasty, and if you stop paying attention, even in small surf, she'll punish you. Look at the markets. Its over bottom was 6666. Don't 6666, 4 sixes in a row. Superheart.org, again, loving his numbers that repeat. Fish, I'm surprised you're not with the Waves project. That would make more sense. Yeah. Well, PIVX is doing more for surfing, mate. So, you know, at the moment supporting Tanya O'Meara. By the way, she texted me this morning, and she wants to go over to Indonesia to compete in a tour event coming up. So got a couple of weeks for that. I don't think I can make it over there. Otherwise, I'd follow her over there. But yeah, I'm going to give her the thumbs up and say I think it's a good idea. Get over there and compete against, you know, the best in the world. That's what you got to do if you want to be on the world tour. So hopefully Tanya will be competing, representing PIVX as well in a couple of weeks in Indonesia, which would be nice to see. Some good waves over there at this time of the year. Oh, I quite like Waves, having said that, Joey. On an absolute side note, I understand it's quite easy to develop on the protocol. The wallet, last time I used it, was really user-friendly, and I imagine they've only had upgrades since then. I've got a few things that I just hold in there. I can't even remember what they are. ZR Coin is one of them. I haven't checked it in ages. But ZR Coin is a project that was set up to fund synthesizing zirconium. So it's a bit of a greenies project. I haven't even checked it in ages to see how it's going. But yeah, I've still got that in my Waves wallet. So I've actually got a Waves wallet. So yeah, that's all good. Hey, I'll bring you over to screen share again. Just one quick indulgence. So a couple of years ago, we had this, like, we get cyclones come through here pretty much every year. Not necessarily through the Gold Coast itself, but we get the effects of it after it hits North Queensland, basically. And this is Mick absolutely dominating our home break. Snapper rock. So it'll be one of the points anyway. I think it's Snapper. Looks like Snapper. In the last cyclones. Yeah, we get pretty good waves on the Gold Coast. Not a bad barrel. That last turn he did's like his trademark turn. Big swoop off the top. He does it pretty much better than anyone. That's Mick with a broken board. Yeah, that's definitely Snapper. Yeah. So there's Mick in his element, surfing just before the event a couple of years ago, it looks like, with the scaffolding set up for the Quicksilver Pro. And that's probably bored the crap out of a lot of you, so we'll get back onto... no, that's not me. That's Mick Fanning. 3 times world champion. We can look up some of my stuff. Some of my stuff's online, I'm sure of it, but, you know. It's basically, you know what I'll do? I'll get some of the footage from me at the World Championship where I ate shit on my first 2 waves, top to bottom onto the reef. I didn't really do much at the World Championship. I'll see if I can find some better footage than that for you. Oh, yeah, cool. I thought you dressed and looked like and talked and traded like a fellow beach bum. Yep, beach bum investor. Grew up in the Pai and Guam. Sweet, man. No, that was Mick Fanning. But Mick's a local boy here where I live. I live on the border of Tweed Heads and Coolangatta. These days, Mick's got places in Cooley, probably about 2K, 3K that way, more near Kira. I won't tell you the exact. You can probably look it up online, but I won't tell you the exact area. What's XPA? Any clue? Big gains today. Kelly Slade, how are you, by the way? No, I'm not sure. XPA's been on a rampage though, not just like big gains today. It's been on a rampage since I've come back from holidays and started looking at crypto again. We'll jump over and let's have a look at it together, because I've not heard of it before, and I think that's probably a good way. I didn't really have much planned in the way of crypto today because I was busy bloody watching the surfing. Cheeky fish. Let's have a look at XPA. It has been doing really, really well. Where is it in the market cap? I'm just trying to, it is up the top here somewhere. Tell you what, it's always a quicker option if you've scrolled by it. Just go to the search XPA. I haven't actually looked into this project at all. Whoa, it keeps going. Yeah, I mean, that's big growth. A $245 million market cap, ranked 51 in the market cap. $3 million volumes, just a little over 1%, so that's not too bad. A lot of, like, the circulating supply is a lot lower than total supply, 1 billion and 10 billion. I'd have to understand what that's about. I understand how that total supply is eventually hitting the market. Okay, the markets that it's been traded on, XPA, is on one market and one market only, on Tidebit. Interesting. I haven't used Tidebit myself, so I can't comment on that, but let's have a look at the website and see what we're dealing with XPA. XPA ecosystem brings blockchain assets management to a higher level. Okay. Oh, there's a video here. Since we're in video mode today, let's go for it.
2017年8月 ，XPA 达成首次 ICO 发行。XPA 的市值在
Within just 4 months, XPA's market value. I'll turn that off. Hang on, I'll start again, and I'll read it as it comes through. I'll give you the Aussie overlay for this one. Within just 4 months, XPA's market value soared from $1 million to $320 million, one of the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the world. But we're still not satisfied. XPA is developing smart contracts, upgrading to a decentralized structure with asset, mortgage, and external fund access features, and forming completely new digital asset ecosystem. The volatility and investment risk of the cryptocurrency marketplace has made it difficult to use cryptocurrency in daily life. We've used blockchain and smart contract technology to issue cryptocurrencies anchored by fiat money. XPA uses blockchain transparency and trustworthiness for fiat-backed XPA assets that are recorded on the blockchain. Only with XPA input as collateral will we issue fiat-backed XPA assets entrusted to and secured by the blockchain. The XPA team has developed XPA Exchange to create a perfect asset management and trading experience. In 2018, let's create an XPA digital asset ecosystem together. We'll transform cryptocurrency to have a stable value capable of circulation, and I missed the last part, for a new, far out, that's quick. We'll defend against inflation and protect you to grow your assets. I think we get the idea of what this is about, right? Tether, but perhaps based on more than just US dollar. So I need to have a little bit more of a look. An innovative blockchain asset management that combines decentralized transactions, asset collateral, and external capitals. Cool. Crypto assets are pegged with fiat currency to avoid fluctuations in market value, transform cryptocurrency into practical, stable, and usable assets for payment and investment. Cryptocurrency transactions are realized through a safe, decentralized structure combining financial models such as mortgage. Okay, that's all good. That's all well and good. That's fine. But I need to understand what one XPA represents and whether this price, like, is it a bag of currencies? We need to find out. Frequently asked questions. Why launch XPA assets? Well, we understand that to combat the volatility of the crypto economy. How do you ensure that XPA assets are pegged to fiat money? This would be interesting. The value of XPA assets is derived from XPA at a rate of no less than twice the value of XPA. With XPA assets liquidity, XPA assets will be able to exchange with fiat currency at a rate of 1-to-1. Though the real-time price of XPA assets may vary, the average value will be stabilized. Users can also change their XPA assets to other XPA assets or other digital currencies at any time. The biggest difference between XPA and US dollar tether, okay, so here we go, they're saying why they exist, lies in the fact that XPA assets value are protected by the XPA under mortgage. And in the future, will be similar to BitUSD and provide liquidity at users' request. The only value of US dollar tether in the validity of Tether's claims that it has the equivalent amount of US dollars. Yeah, we've talked about that many times. So okay, that's interesting. Why is XPA starting its own network? That's fine. When will XPA? I really want to know what fiat currencies it's based on. That doesn't seem to be answered here. Just trying to click here. Yep, sorry. Currently, XPA supports Ether and most ERC20 tokens, functionality for other smart contract assets such as Neo and Qtum. Yeah, I mean, that's a mistake, isn't it? It's QTUM. Just a little bit of housekeeping there needed. Will be added with when the main network opens in the future. Yeah, okay, cool. I really need to understand, like, it's saying it's a fiat-backed thing, so what does one XPA represent? Because it's not telling me at the moment what currency it's backed by, or what bag of currencies, or what breakup, or what the assets being held. Like I don't usually do this on the show, but maybe we can quickly find it in the white paper. I don't want to go into an in-depth analysis of the white paper on this show. It's not generally what we do. So you will need to do this if you're looking to invest. Here we go, XBA assets. Let's see what we got here. XBA asset management ecosystem, the XBA team and its associated Tide iSun team, based on the core value of XBA, incorporate macroeconomics perspectives into blockchain smart contracts, creating an innovative blockchain asset to meet users' needs. The team's goal is to try and realize Satoshi Nakamoto's original intention to build a decentralized digital currency. Do you know how many people, how many projects claim to be doing this? Oh, we're trying to realize Satoshi's real goal. I really think we have to be, you know, he's given us great technology, but I don't know about deifying him, which is what a lot of these things do. Anyway, XBA fiat currency and XBA assets have been have the best triangular relationship between. I still can't. XBA assets. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. XBA assets. XBA assets is a secure cryptocurrency that is anchored to the legal tender currency based on the ERC20 format and acquiring through mortgage XPA via smart contract. The series of assets anchored with the fiat currency includes, but is not limited to, XBA to US dollars, XBA to Chinese yuan, XBA to euro, XBA to Japanese yen, XBA to Taiwan dollar, XBA to US, with XBA US dollar anchored US dollar at a ratio of 1:1, XBA Japanese. Yeah, that's obvious. Okay, so they're looking to increase the fiat pairings. No, XBA AUD. WTF, XBA. You're cutting us Aussies out, fair enough. Anyway. Okay, cool. So that tells us a little bit more about the currencies that they're going to be holding. I would like to go into it and find out where these currencies are being held. And again, what is the representation of one XBA? So let's go back to the table of contents, and we should be able to find here the XBA token, something about market opportunities, XBA, Tide bid. XBA team, XBA release plan. Yeah, I need to find out. I'd have to search through this, guys, because the thing is I really need to find out what bag of currencies one XBA represents. Because at the moment, it's, you know, it doesn't really tell me, yes, we're going to do, oh, here we go. No, that's mortgage and redemption. That's making assumptions. Yeah, so I really need to know what one XBA represents. And I probably can find that in the white paper, perhaps, and then it just becomes a case of simple maths. But I don't want to sift through that now and try and find it. So I'd rather read it from start to finish anyway if I'm going to look to invest. Look, I think a stable currency is something that's been recognised as necessary for the current stage of, you know, at least currently in the market, because none of the currencies themselves are stable, that aren't tied to anything. They're not stable. The fluctuations are massive. We can all agree with that. That's not a bullish sentiment. That's fact. Bearish sentiment. That's fact. So I don't know. Like, I heard that Neo are actually looking to make a stable coin as well. Two days ago, I mentioned DMT. The charts look nice for a little day trading, down 70% from its high after getting added onto Bittrex. Thanks, Joe. 33 million market cap for DMT. Short-term speculation is fun. Short-term speculation is gambling. Similar platforms would include VLive, which this is going back to XPA. This is Kelly Slade. Similar platforms would include VLive, which is mainly used by stars in Korea in order to get in touch with their fans. This is a free-to-access channel, but XPA's platform will at least charge a small fee to viewers and publishers. Right, and this is a coin in the 51st spot on CMC. Justin Sun, XPA is X-Play. What was I looking at? I went to their website. Huh. Sorry, I just went back to the website to make sure I was on the right one, but I did actually click through from coinmarketcap.com, which is fairly reliable, usually. Noddy, IOST is, you need to talk to superheart.org. He's a fan. How are you, by the way? Look, I don't mind being at a coin in 51st spot if we're talking about XPlay, XPA. It's the same thing. Yeah, cool. XPlay. All right. I don't mind it being in 51 spot. It just depends on what the bag of, like I said, if they're going to be a stable coin that's represented by all these different currencies, how much of these different currencies are holding, and how much of each of these currencies does one XPA represent? Piss off, Noddy. Noddy said heaps of likes, Fisho. Got a donut at the moment. That's because I decided to swing it into surfing talk instead of crypto talk. Did you hear? Mick Fanning's on his last event in the world tour. So it's big news for me. But most people prefer the crypto chat. Well, piss off. I'm going to go and watch the surfing then. Oh, of course they are, Kelly Slade. Yeah, a lot of the coins are overvalued. For me, that one should be mathematical, because if it's based on fiat currency, you should be able to say, okay, well, if each token represents, a bag of this many Chinese yuan, this many yen, this many US dollars, this many euro, or whether they've got XP, like they were talking about XPA USD. Well, that pairing's not being represented on CoinMarketCap, so XPA has got to be like a bag, right, of the currencies. That's what I figure, but I don't really understand it at the moment, because yeah, I'm going to have to read the white paper and understand exactly how it's working, because it seems funny that something based on like stability can gain 100% unless they're adding like multiple currencies to the bag. But I mean, how can you really do that when people bought in on? Yeah, it's a little strange to me, so I'm gonna have to have a look at it. But yes, you are right. I think that. Oh, thanks. 2 likes now. Stoked. Yeah, Kelly Slade, I'm with you though. I think that there's quite a few way overvalued. If I'm being honest, I think, like, I still think that. I think EOS is getting closer to a mainnet launch, which is good. But I think that Cardano is still a fair way from releasing. So perhaps that value could cool off until we actually see some progress on the mainnet front. I don't know. Stellar Lumens is one that I'm pretty bullish on. I think that could have a good end to 2018. They have who did they announce a partnership with recently? I don't know, but they're always moving and shaking. I like that about the Stellar team, so it's good to see. But yeah, even in the top, like I used to always pick out BitConnect and say, hey, look, even in the top 20, there's clear scams. But what else am I not a fan of? Well, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of Bitcoin Cash. I don't think it's a scam necessarily. I just don't know why it needs to exist beyond Bitcoin. I'm not a huge fan of Ripple. It's more a philosophical point of view than anything. But yeah, overvalued, probably not. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of, even in those coins like in the $100 million market cap region, there's probably a lot that are overvalued because the potential is big on them, but the stage of development is how you're valuing these coins at $100 million market cap. I'll never know. What's Ripple said, Nadio? Don't get me started. BTC dominance is coming down. Oh, that's good for me, because I was just about out of BTC on the old trading front. So if the dominance is coming down, that means altcoins have gained against it. And I can get some sells back to put back on the Bible. Not many in the 100 million anymore. No, there's still quite a few, man. Like we got top 93 coins. in 100 billion. Like, as much as I own Power Ledger, and I've said that for a long time, but I still think that we've still got a long way to go. I don't think we've got like a mainnet, like a blockchain release until 2019, and then the network's got to be figured out. You know, how do we get this? How do we get the token working so that we can decentralize the energy market in Australia? Now, I'm happy to hold, and I'm happy to continue to even stock up, but what I see is an overvaluation at this current stage of development, because I support the idea. I'd love to decentralize the energy market and use solar panels and share energy amongst neighbors and cut out the middleman. So, yeah, there's one, like, that's just the first one that grabbed my attention. But realistically, I love the project, but for the stage of development, it's probably still a little bit overvalued. Having said that, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So if they do get it right in 2020, say, when we've got the mainnet out and 1 million customers signed up to the program in Australia, then yeah, you're looking at $1 billion or a $2 billion valuation minimum based on energy prices and consumption in Australia. If you had 1 million customers, you've got to put $1 billion valuation on that, minimum $1,000 per person for the saved energy consumption over the year, just on their normal power bills. So yeah, it's got to be $1 billion valuation at that point. So for me, that's 10x from here. And if I can 10x by 2020, I'm pretty happy. It's an ambitious target. I mean, to get 1 million people signed up onto what is a fairly new system, but the amount of solar in Australia is ridiculous. A lot of people have solar. And the problem is during the day, they could be feeding the people who don't have solar, and we'd be cutting out electricity. Well, essentially, they are anyway, because they put the electricity back into the grid, but they just don't get much for it. And then the electricity companies retail that to, for example, me. I wasn't able to get solar on my roof. I have to get Wilkie to set up a big array out in the backyard. A lot of room out there. But anyway, the point is that for me, that's a philosophical investment that, even though I think it's overvalued, I'm buying it because I want to support the project, put as much weight as I can behind it, because I think it'll help my community. It'll help potentially internationally as well. No, yeah, I agree, Kelly. Kelly said, you have to find ones that are standing out. Too many coins are trying to do the exact same thing. Look at the forks. I mean, the variations on Bitcoin are not, like, a lot of them don't warrant a new coin. They can be incorporated into BTC if everyone agrees that it's a good idea. They don't need to fork for it. Bitcoin Gold might be the only one that perhaps had a reason to fork because of the preventing ASIC mining or being ASIC resistant. So therefore, trying to further decentralize the Bitcoin that already exists. But I think that there were options before Bitcoin Gold came out that already did that in the altcoin market. So I'm not sure Bitcoin Gold needed to jump in and say, me too, and by the way, we'll take the name Bitcoin. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the it's going to be the cream rising to the crop, Kelly. I think that's the way it's going to be. The cream's going to rise to the top, and a lot of these projects will get shaken out. I've talked about into obscurity because, technically speaking, unless there's mass malfunction of the internet, no crypto should really ever go to zero. As long as there's a couple of people running the network and that sort of thing, the market cap will probably never go to absolute zero. But yeah, I think 90% retracements on some of these coins so far might only, you might see some lose 98, 99, 99.8% sort of thing. So the good ones will rise though, because I'm confident that the technology itself is disruptive and will be implemented in many, many industry over time. BTM, haven't had a look at it. Bite them. I haven't had a look at it in a long time, Kelly. So I'm not sure what it's been doing well for, and Storm neither. But I think we will have a look at Storm. Why don't we have a look at that now? If you look at Bitcoin DOM chart, 3 weeks back is the first time that the alts and BTC were both traveling in the same direction. Usually when BTC went up, alts dropped. Yeah, that's a bit of an inverse relationship there, Noddy. We talked about that. It really developed for the first time after the Bitcoin Cash fork, funnily enough, in, what was it, August, September of 2017, where we saw people trying to decide whether they wanted the altcoins or the dividend from holding Bitcoin. And the market went one way and then went the other way, and that inverse relationship continued for a long time. But I think more with these like a massive overall market correction, they are going to move somewhat together, and we've seen that. It'll be interesting to see that whether it develops that sort of bleed into Bitcoin, bleed into altcoins back on its way back up when we do again restore to bullish markets. Worked out great for LCC. LCC. What was LCC? I don't remember what LCC was. Litecoin Cash. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was pretty funny, the whole Litecoin Cash thing. I want to have a look at this Storm, though, because it's been another one. Storm has Charles Hopper as advisor. I always think you just got to take that with a grain of salt, because how heavily involved with the project they actually are as an advisor has got to come into account. Galtaruk A. What do you think of P3Dcoin.com? Everyone has been talking about it. I haven't heard much about it myself. We can take a look at a couple of coins. I've got no problem with that. Why don't we start with Storm, because that's been moving up the market, and Galtaruk A. We can have a look at P3Dcoin.com. And what we do on this show is just a brief analysis. So if you're looking to invest, you are going to have to do a lot more in depth, but we can get a rough idea of what the projects are about. The next vid after yours on YouTube is Big Wave Surfing at Nazar. Is it? After mine? Oh, yeah, because I got Mick Fanning in the title. Cheers, Big Mick, by the way. 3 world titles back to the hometown. Legend. And I hope you're not crowding up the waves too much locally now that you're off tour. Just stay away from lovers. I mean, that's my spot. So, you know what I'm saying, Mick? Anyway, going back to it, let's have a look at a couple of these coins. First one we're going to look at is Storm, because it has made some pretty big impacts on the market recently. I'm not sure if we had a look at this or not. Screen sharing good? Okay, let's have a look at Storm. What's it been doing recently? We know it's been good in the last week. We noted that the other day, up another 2.35% against US dollar. Just dropped against BTC and Ether. Good to see Ether making a comeback stronger than the market. I thought it had dropped too far. I'm going to go see how my NEO to Ether ratio is going, because I put a lot of NEO back into Ether. Anyway, back onto Storm. Let's have a look. $158 million market cap with $139 million 24-hour volume. That volume to market cap ratio is just off the charts, which is, I don't know. It's abnormal. When abnormal comes up, it starts to ring a few alarm bells for me. So that's a little bit of a concern. Circulating supply of 4 billion with a total supply of 10 billion Storm. So one of the large circulating supplies, you're going to find automatically with that a fairly low coin price. And as you can see here, just under 4 cents US. Had a big spike March 23rd. Upbit, Binance, hit BTC, Bancor Network, CoinRail, CoinNest. Fairly good availability. Yobit, reasonable. It's got a couple of the big ones in Upbit and Binance. That's certainly important. Koreans are loving this. Koreans are in for a storm. They do love to pump a coin. All right, let's go and check it out. Website. Storm Market, gamified micro tasks, earn anywhere, anytime from any device. That sounds interesting. Storm Market creates more earning opportunities for people all around the world by utilizing technology. We make it easier for members to find new ways to earn, engage, and advance with our gamified micro task platform for Storm tokens. Oh, they've got it on Google Play. I might have to download it, see what happens. Earn by playing videos and trying out new products and services. Cool. Earn by shopping for products and services. Still to be defined. Earn by performing micro tasks like machine learning, QA testing, and peer-to-peer freelancing tasks. Okay, cool. That's a wide range of utilities. Let's have a quick look at this video. I'm relying on easy videos today, aren't I?
In this digital world, we're no longer limited by geographical boundaries. Companies are able to hire a UX designer from China, a developer from Brazil, and a salesperson from Europe. With Storm, our mission is simple. We want to create a token that allows users to earn at any time, anywhere, from any device.
We're helping users monetize their time and skill by performing microtasks in bite-sized time slots. Whether you're waiting in line for coffee or right mid-train home, we make it possible for you to earn. As the world moves into lightning speed, we at StormX want to help everyone around the globe capitalize on the opportunity to become freelancers.
In today's freelancer market, industry leaders like Fiverr, Upwork, Amazon's Mechanical Turk charge really high transaction fees, as high as 20 to 40%. Blockchain really allows us to significantly reduce these fees while increasing the services provided to people.
Our Storm Market is a marketplace for users to search and sign up for microtasks that they can perform right from their mobile devices. The user experience is engaging, making work fun and rewarding.
We have been in business of helping users earning micropayments since 2014 with our app Storm Play, formerly known as BitMaker. Our team has rewarded cryptocurrencies to over 500,000 users in 187 countries.
The use of Ethereum's blockchain allows us to deliver faster transactions at lower cost than our competitors, so that users are paid almost immediately.
Our team is very excited about Storm. With the revolutionary technology behind it, it will have an enormous impact on the global job marketplace. Please come follow us and support us at stormtoken.com.
Okay. I'm just going to see what we got here. Storm Market is changing the way that people all around the world earn with one simple motto: earn from anywhere, at any time, from any device. Blockchain enables microtransactions to be carried out in an efficient manner. The difference is around human-centric user interfaces and experiences. A gamified microtask platform creates an engaging user experience that encourages active participation with the Storm token community. I want to download it and have a go and understand what this whole gamification about the tasks is. I want to see that. 1.4 million downloads is healthy. 250,000 monthly active users. That's healthy. Blockchain enables the efficient matching of Storm players to Storm makers to perform microtasks in 5 minutes or less from any mobile device, and people being rewarded for performing the task. The Storm contracts, smart contracts, enforce these terms for the length of the contract's engagement. The automation of enforcing the terms of the engagement and payment to participation with little to no human intervention provides an efficient system where fees are reduced and with faster turnaround times. Okay, cool. Service fee 1% plus Ethereum gas cost. One thing concerned me in that video when he talked about really fast transactions. I'm not sure that that's Ethereum's what they're known for at this stage. So if they're getting huge volumes on the Storm token itself, they're going to have to, like Ethereum's network's actually going to have to be able to handle it. So Storm can't get used as much as digital cats at the moment for it to be viable. Who will use individual Storm players? I want to know what the Storm game is about. Yeah, I'm going to have to go download it. Then I'd have to check out these teams. D loves this guy, Charles Hoskinson. Loves him. So she'll be buying Storm. There you go. Storm, you just got a new investor. I can almost guarantee it. Team. Yeah, and the team's probably obviously more important, but and also like I suggested, how much the advisors are actually playing a role in this project. Wow, there's a lot to digest with this one. I really have to have a think about it, and mainly I'd have to actually go and use it and see whether it's something that I think the greater public will use. But it seems like an interesting concept for sure. Any of you guys actually invested in it? Anyone taking a position in Storm at all? Galtaruk A said Storm looks good. Looks cool. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure, Kelly. That's something that it looks interesting enough. I think I have a concern with availability at the moment. I think it was only listed on that one exchange, wasn't it? Oh no, Storms was quite good. Sorry, that was the one we were looking at before. So yeah, no, that looks interesting. I really want to download it and try the gamification thing though. And even though I'm not into gaming, I can get a feel for whether it's something that I think people will actually get involved in and participate in, which is obviously going to be key in the Storm network. So their numbers look good though. Would they say 1.4 million downloads and 250,000 active users? It's not a massively successful ratio of downloads to users, but 250,000 active users is nothing to be sneezed at. Does a network with 250? This is where we talk about valuations for current stage of developments. And hey, Xiao, as usual, just nothing, man. You haven't missed anything, bro. Just me talking about surfing most of the morning. Mick Fanning's in his last competition, but we're talking about Storm at the moment, mate. And one of the things, we're talking about stage of development and for the current market cap. It looks to be a really interesting and exciting project, but $158 million market cap for 250,000 active users. Do those numbers add up? I don't know if they do to me. It'll depend very much on the rate of adoption for that actual network. I don't know. I think I'd have to I'd have to have a bit more of a look at it. But my initial thoughts are, yeah, it's a cool idea, but is a network with 250,000 active users worth $150 million market cap? And my initial instinct is no. But I may change that after actually going to an in-depth assessment. Noddy said there were 600 watchers, but they all went to the pub as soon as I started talking about surfing. Yeah, it's got some good people behind it, Joe. I got to agree with you there, man. Just on I just saw Oskinson on the advisory board from Cardano. Dude's smart. So, yeah, it looks interesting, man. Again, but just because like Cardano, I think's potentially overvalued for stage development as well. He's going to hate me. He is going to hate me, but no, I do. And perhaps he's one of doesn't really care about price. He's more interested in developing the tech, and I hope that's the case because I think both projects have potential. Just on Cardano definitely, because I've actually read the research papers and stuff on that, and the white papers, sort of research papers combined to make a white paper. But I haven't looked in enough to Storm yet to figure out whether I think it's really got that big potential in the future. That was just a brief look to quickly find out what it's about. I get a basic idea. Noddy said, "What's Cardano?" Go away. No, it'd be more like no. That's Kelly. It's 250,000 at 150 million. That's like I should be able to do that in my head, but the maths is failing me. So let me bring up the calculator quickly. But if you've got a valuation of 150 million, 4 people would be it'd be 10 times that. It'd be $60 per person. I'm not sure that that's there's necessarily $60 worth of value per person in that. When it gets bigger, we'll see. If it gets bigger. Wilk Lee, I've got to imagine that's Wilkie. Barrels at Cabba. You've been down to Cabarita. Skate race to Savo. I'll charge up the board, but you won't beat me. I'm better than you. But yeah, I've been watching Bells, Wilkie. Mick Fanning's in his last comp. Bells looks really nice. So it looked really nice early this morning, but the high tide's just filling in a bit. Oh, Zhao, there's an old saying. What is it? The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And Zhao makes a good point there, and he said you can't be rational in this market. No, I agree. Noddy said, don't Cardano dress their workers in cardigans. A lot of Cardano fans. I think it'll be big in the future. That's why I don't mind buying a bit now, because Zhao is right. The market is irrational, and I believe one day it probably will be worth this valuation and a whole lot more. So I'll grab some now if it ever gets to the point where the market says, well, hang on a second. You know, that's worth a tenth of that currently. Then I'll jam in really hard, because I do see the potential of it. Billions for white papers, exactly, Zhao. You've been in for a while, man. We've been talking for a long time now. You've seen some of these things that have, you know, the amount of money, I've talked about it before, is that I don't understand the need to raise endless money. Surely there's a target that you need for the development of the project. That's what I would have thought. So the whole raising endless money thing and putting uncapped ICOs, I think those days are coming to an end, yeah. The good old days of cowboy crypto. Made a lot of money during those times, though, didn't we? Yeah. The skate race is definitely on, Wilkie. What is he saying? Put my last $300 on. You put your last $300. You got way too much of your portfolio in crypto, my friend. Wilkie is young enough to have that risk, though. So he's very hard on crypto. Put his last $300. He doesn't want to tell you. You don't want to know what his portfolio is worth. Put my last $300 on $2.20 ICX. Wilkie, I've got to recalculate these figures here, because these were based on a much higher Ethereum price. So these would assume, that $30 icon price would assume Ethereum getting back to sort of the $1,500 mark, I think it was, when I did those sums. So we'd literally have to almost take that into a quarter to get my valuation adapted for the current market climate. But that still brings it to $7.50. So I don't know. I reckon $2.20 is good buying, man. I think you'll do all right. It's living on ramen noodles. That's what you got to do, Wilkie. Squeeze when it's cheap, so you can buy more. Hey, have you got some? I don't know. What'd you put your last? It better not be your last $300, Wilkie. You can come over and mow my lawns or something, maybe, man. I'll give you some extra fiat. And a lot of analysts are saying the market could drop lower. So I always thought 6,000. I told you for ages I thought 6,000 could be retried again at some point. Oh, did EOS pass ADA? Well, I think that's basically not EO. I think that's the market understanding a bit more about stages of development. So EOS are very, very like less than 3 months away, I believe, or 3 months away from releasing mainnet and having some, really, really good, hopefully some really good applications running on top of it. But ADA is a little further away. I believe 2019 is the target. I can't even remember, but I knew it was a long way away. Johnny Crypto, Zhao said Telegram raised $1.3 billion. That's big. Grinker said 1.3 billion. That's crazy. Yeah, I agree. How about p3dcoin.com? I would like to know what you think. Yeah, sure. We'll have a look. Let me just catch up on the last few comments, and then we'll duck over to screen share again. We're going to have a look at this this coin that's been brought to us by Galtaruk A. Nige thinks ICX is good buying at the moment. I made a comparison. Jao said, I made a comparison. SpaceX got funded $1 billion in 10 years, and ICO gets $1.3 billion in months. Snap, exactly. Relative, one builds a spaceship, other builds a white paper. It's very clever, Jao. But it's good, man. It's good. Like, you've got to think about relative, SpaceX is not really relative to Telegram as such, but, you're looking at is this worth as much as this? And no, I think that most people would agree the SpaceX program was probably worth funding more, a little bit more than a messaging service that could become the flavor of the month and could become nothing. So yeah. All right, let's have a look at this other one. Yeah, I don't know about some of those checkup sites, Naughty. I just think they're doing it for views, man. I don't think they put a whole lot of thought into the rankings of the coins. I saw that one that came out from, what are the professional mobs called? And they had Cardano ranked as the highest, and they had Bitcoin Cash ranked above Bitcoin, I believe. I think. And I was just like, you guys are idiots. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, how about p3dacoin.com? Is it actually on CoinMarketCap yet, or are we going to have to look up the website? P3D P. I think we're going to have to look it up. Let me just see if I can find it before I bring you over to screen share. P3D coin. Trying to find it. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. It's taking a little longer than usual because it's not actually up on CoinMarketCap.com just yet, which can mean we're going to be getting it nice and early if we're interested. I'm just trying to actually find the main website. I found some links to things that are affiliated with it, but p3dcoin.com. That's what I've typed in. Why is it not working? It's going to hit refresh again. Sorry about this. Just check my yeah, like all my internet's working in that, but it just will not bring up the website. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'll have to have a look at it off air because I'm sort of skipping around. It's going to be boring, everyone. But so I can't really give you a comment on P3D coin. The only thing I can see is this was updated 1 week and 1 hour ago. It says p3dcoin.com is 1 week, 2 days old. It is a domain having .com extension. The website is estimated to be worth of $8.95 and have daily income of around 15 cents. As no active threats were reported recently, but this is just a web analysis. That's, yeah, it's really not doing anything or finding anything for me. I'm sorry about that. I know you can't put links in the actual chat. Sorry about that, mate. Jiao said that he has looked into it, and this is a pyramid scheme made of memes and getting shielded by the usual people. Jiao's usually pretty good. He's got a pretty good nose for that sort of thing. So that might be some advice for you, Galturk. I'm not even sure where you can buy it. PIVX is number 6. How can you say you don't trust it? Yeah, because it's not. PIVX is not number 1, mate. That's why I don't trust that shitty rating system. I'm joking. No, that's obviously a very flattering ranking in the entire crypto economy for PIVX. You know, it's hard to, you know, I'm bloody PIVX representative. It's hard for me to get me to say it's not warranted. I've ranted on a million times about why I think the PIVX technology is, for me, the best in the economy. Fits me the best, that's for sure. That's the Kelly. It's actually, I know you're laughing about it, but it's actually one of the secrets to investing. Kelly Slade said, "Nice. None of my coins are in the biggest losers list." And it sounds funny, but the first rule is to limit your losses. And if you do that, the profit becomes natural. So you really want to protect your money. So getting into, you know, on a massive downturn like this, having yours in the list that hasn't lost as much is probably a good thing. Jia said, yeah, P3D is a pyramid scheme on smart contracts. So yeah, stay away that. Let's be Egyptians then and start building pyramids. No, we don't want to do that. Let's support technology. Look, I don't have the ability myself to actually code the technology. So let's create ideas and support technologies that we want to see in our society. I mean, that's how we have our voice, is to back the projects that we think are going to make a change in society that we want to see. Just read what they're saying. It's funny. That's the like I use, said Goltaruke. That dude, Keith Waring, put a funny vid in the beginning of his video this morning. I'll copy it to Discord. Worth a watch at the beginning. Cool. Ring Trevon. He'll know about the pyramid. Yeah, Trevon's well experienced, as is Crypto Nick, as is Carlos. Be connect. Yeah, cool. So anyway, I'll bring you over to a quick look at the market, because at the moment it's looking better than it has been for a little while. I just did an update. I mean, it's not hard to come back from the bloodbath we saw yesterday to actually see some green, but it's good to see. Bitcoin back above 7,000. That's nice. What's the volume at? Volume's dropped a little bit, which certainly lends a little bit of weight to that theory of, I can't remember who brought it in, saying it would bounce up and then down to the 5,000 mark. We're off to there. Bit of a mix of red and green in the last hour, but overall pretty good in the last day. Will this just be the calm before the storm, though? That's what a lot of people are saying. So it'll be interesting to have a look at this with XPA. 238.9%. For me, I don't know. The fact it's on one exchange concerns me. The fact I don't even know what, like, I'd have to go and look into it and understand what this breakup is. What does one XPA represent? That's what I need to know. You know, I've seen Tether go to $1.03, $1.05, $1.06. Don't never underestimate the people buy things just because they're going up. Anyway, I need to look more into it. I'm really happy with PIVX. It's dropped again below the $4 mark, but I think most of these coins have actually dropped a lot lower than most people speculated they would in the altcoin market. So PIVX holding, you know, not too bad. I still think below $4 is still good buying, even on the back of 11% gains. It has been one of the more consistently one of the more consistent coins in the economy, consistently resilient during the bad times. It's certainly dropped though from our all-time highs. Hey, Factum was one I saw at $17. So I still think this is good buying, because this is, again, I go on about it a bit, but it's actually one that's being used at the moment. So Kin had a announcement. Who did they partner with? Shit, I can't remember. There was a partnership with Kin. Hey, who I saw it on Carter Thomas's channel, whatever his thing is, Coin Mastery. So he talks about that on his. So if you want to get some information about that, go over and have a look at Carter's video from today. Anyway, I'm going to check out. So I want to go and watch the Bells Beach surfing. Sorry to be a bit boring and lazy today, but that's the way it is. Yeah, that's cool. Go through. That's a trick, man. Like, if you invest well and then you want to have a little bit of play money on the side, I don't foresee a problem. I don't really see a problem with that, as long as it's relative to your solid investments. Like, you can play these crap coins, and I've done it, and make good money. And also, like, at the moment, Jiao and I are running a social experiment on Chaincoin, which is just shit. We're not running a social experiment because we're not trying to tell anyone to buy it. But we're just running an experiment on it, and it's done shit for us. So yeah, it can go either way. But yeah, as long as it's a small percentage of your overall investment, it's interesting taking on, you know, a couple of little low market cap coins, because that's where you can get your 300% gains within a couple of days and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a bit exciting. But realistically, I think more of my significant investments are more towards the top of the market. Icon and PIVX specifically at the moment. yeah, I am going to check out. Noddy's just got one last thing. I'd be wondering whether many of the manipulators are actually on holiday. Maybe this is just a bit of a holiday. They can move it with under 300. Remember what I said yesterday? It's Easter. Easter's all themed around resurrections. I'm predicting the crypto resurrection based on Easter. No, I'm not actually. I'm probably going to stick with most of the analysts and say it's going to go down to $6,000 and test that support. I am confident the more we build up the support on 6.8 though. That's nice to see. I did get a little bit at 6.8, like I said I would. So see what happens. If it goes down, I'll get some more. If it goes up, I got some at 6.8. So said either way. 20% in alts. Kelly, I think that's good. You know, especially like if you are a Bitcoin, if you do prefer Bitcoin, that's fine. See, for me, my Bitcoin is actually PIVX. So the majority is in PIVX, and then I do have a lot in Icon as well because I bought it at ICO at 10 cents. So I'm going to have a lot of that just based on how cheap it was when I bought it. But generally speaking, PIVX is my BTC, so I take my profits. If I get a big run up on a coin and take profits, I just basically move it into PIVX or put it, you know, straight on the buy book of PIVX. So I use PIVX as my BTC. I don't, you know, I'm not recommending everyone do that. You guys know that I'm involved with the community over there and the team over there. So it's my thing to do. Put a lot of faith in my own work and the project that I'm working on. But yeah, I think it's good to have, you know, a good base of solid coins. You know, your coins that are fairly dip resistant. You like your BTCs, your ones up the top of the market cap coin, and then you can throw in a few wild ones just to make it a bit fun. But keep the wild ones to a smaller amount because you don't need a lot. Like if you put $100 into something that goes 100x, you've just made 10 grand. And that's what we did with Icon. Like at its peak, we bought it at 10 cents and it went to $12. So literally for every $100 we put in, we're making 12,000. Nice. Yeah. So you don't need to play big on those, you know, those higher risk ones. That's the point. Joe actually thinks it's a good point that the whales will be out of business during the Easter break. They said, me too, maybe it will rise again. What alts can you explain, Fish, before you go with examples, please? My alts, man, like I said, I got my main ones are Icon and PIVX. I got a healthy Neo holding. I got Ethereum. Got a bit of Bitcoin as well, obviously. I still got a lot that we bought during ICO. So I got my Q-Link, my Substratum. That's probably my, like I might have skipped one or two, but they're probably my bigger holds, those ones that I've just mentioned. So, yeah. Noddy thinks BTC hasn't bottomed yet. Brian, you have a great weekend as well. Good to see you, just at the last minute. Hippity hoppity, said Kelly Slade. That's it. Happy Easter to all who are choosing to celebrate Easter. And for those of you who are just enjoying the 4-day weekend, enjoy the 4-day weekend. I'm going to get off and watch some of this surfing at Bells Beach. Get out for a surf myself. But yeah, good luck to Mick. And Mick, thank you for the years of inspiration and brilliant surfing on the World Tour and representing my hometown so well. Anyway, I'm out. No, I didn't get an egg, Noddy. Too old for that. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.